Hello guys, hello. We are trying to, why are we not? Hi guys, let us know that you're here. Oh, maybe we need to do this. Aha! Bingo! There it is. Hello friends. Oh my goodness. Happy Wednesday to you and welcome. We are down in the basement. Can you believe this is week 12 of projects here at L&J Goods? It's crazy to me. And we were kind of reviewing the situation in the front end of the basement here, and we've really cleared out a lot of space, which is awesome. It's exactly my goal. So thank you for following along on this journey. Let me get my table locked here, or we would have something really terrible happen. Megan's popping in right now to say hi.
Hi.
And welcome everyone.
Welcome everyone.
Awesome.
I was just gonna tell me what to say.
Oh.
You have cue cards?
No. Can you say Happy Wednesday?
Happy Wednesday.
It's really good to see you guys.
It's really good to see you guys.
It's great to see you.
It's great to see you.
Okay. So yeah, here's the deal though. Like, so we've cleaned out so much down here. Believe it or not, in these 12 weeks,
I believe it.
We've made some progress. And then yesterday, JR and I got called to go look at some things, and we came home with a van full of furniture and smalls and wonderful vintage and antiques and just some really, really cool stuff. So, you know the drill. Let us know that.
And Karen says, hi, I need some dip. How did everybody like my dip collection? Did anybody respond or no?
Oh, yes, they sure did. They sure did.
Were they impressed or?
I would say very impressed.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys.
Shannon's saying echo, echo, echo. Is everyone hearing an echo?
Are you guys hearing an echo? Yeah, let us know. We have a new mic today.
Oh. Okay.
A duplicate mic, but yeah, let us know. Shannon, you might need to pop out and come back in again. So a couple of years ago,
Hi, Susan.
I was scouting around on Anthropologie, like I usually do, looking for what can I possibly copy that they have. And I've had these chairs here in the basement. I think it's been a couple of years, and my intention was to do a video to show how I went from one of these old Grange chairs, these folding wooden chairs, to this. And I will link the Anthropologie site after this video loads, but I was freaked out by these chairs. Like, oh my gosh, we could do this. And so that's what we're going to do today. So
Shannon meant when I was echoing you.
Oh, echo. I thought you meant like echo, echo, echo.
I know. Aunt Karen, I do need that bread pudding recipe.
Yeah. The pineapple one?
Is that what it was?
A few people mentioned a pineapple bread pudding
Well, I just
recipe.
know Aunt Karen has a special one that Denise mentioned.
Oh, yummy. Okay, so I'm going to show you today how I went from this to this in a few easy steps. So let me put this aside because we're going to trim this out later. And here is what I have to work with. I have some scissors, a razor, like single edge razors. I've got a little tool for poking. I have some gimp that I'm going to use to trim out the sides. And I have hot glue gun with me. And I also have my handy dandy Bia long nose upholstery gun.
Hi,
And
Leah. Hi,
some
Corey.
staples.
And Deborah, that was actually baba ganoush. That wasn't cheese. It's a dip that's made from roasted eggplant. It's very good. I like to mix it with the spicy red lentil hummus.
I also have a little bit of a stiffer foam here that I'm going to cut to put right in here on the seat, and then some softer batting that I'll be using as well.
Sally has these chairs, so she's very excited to see
Oh my
this.
gosh, we all have these chairs, right?
I know.
We've all had them. What I've done also is I have already cut my fabric. This was just leftover fabric, and I have cut it basically, oh, not that one, to the width of my chair seat. And what I want to do is I want it to fit inside these spaces right here. Okay? I'm going to get my other camera going because I want to.
I didn't know you had another camera.
I do. I'm just, it's not hooked up to Switcher, but I do want to, I want to film this part of it. I'm just filming. Yeah. Just filming.
Oh, just for yourself for
Yeah,
later?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mary Casey lives about a mile away from where John Wayne Gacy's house was. Did you live there at the time, Mary? Whoa.
Okay, so here's what we want to do. We want our fabric to be cut to within about the interior width here. So we've got this is framed out on the seat, okay? And I've cut a length of my fabric so that it will fit inside here. What I'll be doing is I'll be wrapping this around, and I'll be wrapping it around the back as well.
Hey, Cheryl.
So I'm going to end up with a piece that's like this. Okay? Then for the top piece, I'm going to do the same thing. Now, this piece is a little bit wider, I think. I think I cut it a little bit wider, but this one has to come up and around.
I know, Melissa, there were no potato chips. That's because I like a kettle potato chip with my homemade caramelized onion dip, and I just didn't make it. And now that you're mentioning it, that was a real missed opportunity.
So just so you get an idea, this will come around the back. I'm actually going to bring it up to here and then fold this over with some padding here. All right?
Mary did live there when it happened.
Get out of here. So this piece for the back, I do need to trim it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Again, I had started this project a couple years ago and then just had it sitting here. So I want to make sure that we can see what I'm doing here from this camera. Whoops.
Do you want me to move this camera?
No. This is just another. Hold up, guys. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to do this all at once. All right, good. Okay, sorry guys. Trying to do too many things at one time. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this piece here the same width as the inside of that framed chair seat. And I just use like scraps of leftover fabric. This is upholstery fabric. It had a bright, fun color. The ones on Anthropologie were done with really cool, like Cantha quilt scraps and other, like, really pretty artist textiles. They were so cool. All right, so I have my two pieces of fabric cut. Now what I want to do is I want to cut a piece of this little stiffer chair pad to fit inside here.
Hey, Donna.
So, you know, you could be really smart about this and you could actually get a tape rule out and measure it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to,
Hey, Penny.
I'm just going to cut here. I don't have my carpenter square with me, so I'm cutting out a piece to fit inside, and it's just going to give it a little bit more bulk. Okay, so we see that? That's all I want. I want that to fit in there. It just gives it a little extra padding.
I'm here, Cheryl.
And I think, look at that, I'm going to cut one the same width for up above. Can everybody see what I'm doing okay?
I think the best we can without moving the camera all the time.
Yeah, we're good. And then I'm going to, let's see, where's everybody?
Will it still be able to fold? That's a good question.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. These don't have to be exact measurements. Since when do we do exact measurements at L&J Goods, right? Okay, so that is.
Look at those comments from the front of it.
Going to go there. All right. Now we'll get that out of the way. I'm going to cut all of my pieces first before I start to staple them on. Now I'm going to grab my batting. And again, it's the same, it's going to be this same width. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to actually use my fabric as the pattern, because I have already measured it. So let me get that going here. I just think these would be adorable with a little round, like a little round table, or, you know, just like a little bistro set.
Yeah.
How cute. I'm just going to cut this. So you guys, I'll be leaving for Georgia tomorrow. Megan and company will be taking care of things here at the shop. And yeah, I'll be gone for almost a week. So we will not be live next Wednesday unless I happen to go live from Georgia with my friend Mara and Jane. We are doing a retreat there, and I'm so excited. So excited. But I'm leaving this afternoon, right when we're done, to be ready to go first thing in the morning for my flight. Does anybody else have to do that? Like, you live far enough away from the airport, so you have to stay overnight at a hotel just to make it so you don't have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to drive. Oh gosh. Okay, so I have 2 lengths cut here. And we will put this aside. Who asked if these would fold? Check it out. Look.
Cheryl.
Look, Cheryl. They sure do. They fold right up. There we go.
See Saturday.
Bye, Shirley.
Bye. Have fun.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll be in touch. Okay, so I have my thick cushion padding. I have my strips of batting. I have my fabric that I'm hatting. Oh, no. Excuse me. I was making a poem.
What did you say?
I said I have my thick chair padding, my other fabric batting, the fabric that I'm hatting.
Well, you have to use real words.
Okay, sorry. All right. So let's put this together. Okie dokie. Let me Check. Can everybody see what I'm doing? Okay, let's take a peek. I'm gonna come right here. Let me put this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. How's that?
Looking good.
Better?
Wanna see?
Beautiful.
Look, you want to see here?
Excellent.
Better view.
Most excellent. I'm going to switch this little camera also. Okay, let's get this stapled on out. And I'm just going to tap this into place. What's the matter? Oh. And it looks like I need to trim this out a little bit more. You could do that with a single edge razor blade, or you could actually measure it, which is what I should have done, but I didn't. So,
Okay, here, Linda. I always mean to ask you, so what is your first name, Arlinda or Kaylin? Arlinda, okay. So what's Kaylin come from?
okay. So I've got that tacked into place. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to do the same thing with my batting. I want the shorter piece though.
So one's batting and one is like
Padding. One's batting
okay.
and one is padding. Okay. So, I actually added a, no I didn't. That's good, that's good. Okay, you know what, I might actually bring this right down on the floor so that it will be easier for you guys to see. And we'll switch the camera angle again. And it's going to be a little bit easier for me to also navigate this. Yeah, but I want to be able to.
I know, that's why I'm just holding it out so you can kind of see a little bit better here.
I never know which thing I'm turning. There we go. That might make it a little easier. Okay. All right.
That's cute.
What's cute?
No, I don't know if that's...
It'll come down. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay, so what I've done, I've given myself some extra on the back because what I want to do is I want to fold this over. Can you see that, guys? Oh, this is a little bit awkward, but
Looks perfectly comfortable and natural.
yes, it does. So
Do you want me to hold it?
yeah, that's good. I just want to just tack this in place just so it doesn't move. But I brought this to wrap right around the framework on the back. And then I'm going to bring it around my piece here. And I will be tacking it right here. Look at that. So easy. And I'm just going to trim away some extra. All right. So when I look at this, I think like, oh, I think I want a little more padding on this. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap another piece just so I got a little puffiness going.
And then do you have to cover it with batting again?
That's what I'm doing right now.
That's batting. I thought you said it was padding.
No, this is, yeah, but I want it more padded, so I need to add an extra layer of batting.
I'm so confused.
That's okay. The thick, this is upholstery pad.
Okay, so you're adding more batting. for a
I'm
little
adding
puffiness.
more
Okay.
batting just so it's a little cushier, a little softer.
Yeah, she's so precise, but it also scares me every time she uses it.
Oh, this dangerous tool here.
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to come up the other way. It's okay.
You're telling me or yourself? I don't like the looks, Mom. That table's moving.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now I got a nice cushy.
Yeah.
I'm going to trim this excess away again. And all of this is going to be all neatened up, tidied up by the time I'm done.
Arlinda says, I love those style of chairs, but down here they can only be used mainly indoors. They don't last long because of the heat and humidity.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It gets pretty hot and humid here in the summer too, actually. Isn't that right, Mom?
It is right. So now I'm just going to begin to add a few more staples here and there, just to make sure that things are held in place. Start to get things in position.
Don't point that at your face.
There's nothing in it. Oh, you guys, don't do as I do.
Okay. Seriously. Makes me so nervous.
All right. So now what I want to do is I think I want my little red stool. Otherwise I'm going to kill my back. But I'll get it. Okay. I just can't believe you guys join us week after week for this circus. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my staple gun and I want to make sure that my batting is stapled inside of this framework. I'll be putting a couple rows of staples here to create a channel to put my trim in anyway. But I at least, like I said, I want to start to get things positioned and tucked into place here. All of these staples will obviously be hidden by the fabric.
That's cute, Arlinda.
What's that?
Just kind of explaining her nickname.
So I want all of these staples inside the framework of this chair, like inside the frame.
Hey, Lourdes.
Here's our friend Lourdes. It's amazing, like when I start to put these staples in place, all of a sudden I'm beginning to get like a feel for this chair, and I just love doing this.
Yeah.
I really do. So you guys, I've got to turn this around because I can't staple it at that weird angle. So all I'm doing is I'm continuing to staple the batting in place inside the framework of the chair.
Thank you, Carla, for sharing.
Okay. And anything that's, I'll trim off any excess later when I put the trim on, the gimp. All right. So there we go. And I'm just gonna, on the back side here, rest of my feet. right here, I'm going to staple this in place too to hold that. It's a little tricky to get at. So again, I have to.
Seems like if you folded it all the way up,
Yeah.
that would be the easiest way. Right?
Mm-hmm. But see, like when I get it like this, then I have complete open access to it.
But if you try folding it up, and then
Well, then I'd still have to.
okay, I see. It still would be awkward for you.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe I can.
No, your way's the best way. You know better.
Okay. So there's a nice padded seat
Beautiful.
already. Let me grab the fabric. Remember, I'm saving my longer one for the back. So let's put this guy on here. I'm kind of feeling to make sure that that is reaching all the way around my framework, but I can adjust that as soon as I flip this around. Okay. And I'm pushing way up close, right up snug and close to the framework. And then I'm going to grab my other end and I'm going to bring that up tight. I want to really give a little bit of a pull to this so that it's nice and taut. Now, typically what I would do is I'd come back and I'd add extra staples in a minute, but because I'm folding and this and that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to staple this all the way across, nice and tight. All right. And the same up here.
Sally Shepherd says, I have a pine cone hill outlet here in town. They always have great upholstery fabric in their clearance room. I have to hit it up after watching this.
I know, right? Like, who knew? Who knew? Well, Anthropologie knew, of course. Okay, and while I've got this up here, folded like this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to staple Look, do I need more?
Oh,
Yep.
you're making me a nervous wreck.
Could you hand me some staples, please? Thank you. Hey, you know what my upholstery mentor Gary says? You're not a real upholsterer until
I don't like when you say this. Stop. You're wishing it into existence.
until you put a staple through your finger. Anybody have any questions so far?
Not that I can see.
You're just mesmerized by the sound of stapling.
No, it just means you're doing a great job of explaining as you go.
I do. I always feel like it's just such a circus with me.
Well, people pay to go to the circus, you know.
Yes, indeed they do. You get to go to this circus for free. So yeah, Megan, we brought home lots of furniture.
I know.
And we have 2 more pieces to pick up.
I know.
But I mean, it's so funny. JR and I have this conversation every time that we go on a pick, right? It's like, all right, we don't need another piece of furniture.
Mm-hmm.
No more. And then what happens is when you find something that's really wonderful and at a good
For the
price,
right price,
you can't pass it up. How can you pass it up? And that's how we end up here trying to redo these pieces live for you so that we can clean out our basement. Yeah.
you clean out the basement so you can fit more things.
Exactly. Well, and it is. It's a revolving door upstairs. We have people that walk in the shop all the time. It's one of the funniest things to me because they'll say, "Oh, I haven't been here in a couple of years. Boy, things have changed." And it's like, I hope so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? Isn't that the idea?
Danielle asks, will you use any IOD stamps or paint on these chairs?
I will not, Danielle. I'm going to keep them this beautiful old raw aged wood. That's what I'm doing.
And Robin says, Jane is going to let me borrow her upholstery gun, and I'm going to attempt to do a chair.
Okay, so here's my first mistake. You ready, you guys? Look what I did. I put it over top of the dowel. Okay. So, all right, I got to fix that. Check it out. That was, oh, dear gracious Lord.
How many staples did you put in there?
It's okay because
You stapled that down so hard.
listen, if you guys cannot play along and see my mistakes.
What choice do we have?
That's right. But it just means I will pull this a little tighter. You're going to see. Thank goodness it's on the back side, right?
You must have put 1,000 staples in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hey, Denise.
Good gracious. Here we go.
Are you not going to ruin the, is it not going to ruin the fabric?
It's not because I can accommodate with this on this back side, thank goodness. And I don't even know if you want to see me do all of this, but...
Well, you can't even unfold the chair right at this
I know.
point, so you have to do
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do.
I was going to say, when are you going to cut it?
I'm going to cut it right now. Put another sharp tool in my hand. But I just want to show you. So I went over top of that dowel, which is going to give me a little extra room anyway. Thank goodness.
Barely enough.
Barely enough. But, oh, there are all kinds of cheats with upholstery stuff. There really are. So I'm just going to trim this right off. My dad would be so proud of me. He really would. Okay, let's see where I went wrong. I intended to do this, you guys. I really did.
Well, it's still stapled. That would have been, that's a fun April Fool's prank for
Yes.
someone who's ready to sit down in their folding chair.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to pull this back. I've loosened this all up. Okay, here's what I did wrong. Ready? What I did, can you see this?
You looped it all the way
I
around.
looped it over top of the dowel.
I don't
and
think there was any
gone,
mystery in what you did
it could have it should have gone under the dowel.
Yes.
But there you go. So now you won't do that. Now I'm going to pull this nice and taut again. But I have that extra bit of wiggle room there because it went over top of the dowel.
Are you sure?
Yep. It'll be fine. It's all going to be fine.
I wouldn't even call that wiggle room.
There's very little wiggle room. But I'm just like really pushing my fabric up and around and holding it taut.
Denise said she's not getting an echo.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And Arlena said, this is why I love live, so it shows us in real time what can happen and how to fix it.
Yes, absolutely. Because this kind of stuff happens to all of us. right?
It also tells you make sure you give yourself a little extra room on that fabric in case you do make a mistake like you just did.
Sure.
Like so that you could cut it if you had to.
Yep, absolutely. That is correct, Megan.
I know.
But like I said, I've had this sitting around for a couple of years, and I really didn't know what I was doing then. I probably know a little bit more, but not that I still don't make upholstery mistakes, for sure. Okay, now we're going to start to get this.
Cheryl says fun summer nails, Lynn.
Why, thank you. I just had them done yesterday, and my toes match.
I did that color for Disney, and now I feel like I need to go back to winter nails. Now that I'm here.
Oh my gosh, Shirley popped in today, showed us what happened at her house this morning, 20 miles from here, not even, 15 miles from here. She had like this much snow covering everything. Isn't it crazy? I would say this is the third time that there's been snow on the daffodils.
It's been at least 3 times.
Yeah. All right, so now we've got a fully folding and functioning chair, okay? And we are going to get the rest of this stapled down. But what I want to show you is I'm coming inside, I'm stapling a row inside about the width of my gimp. Because what I want to do is I want this to sit down in here. I'm going to glue it right down in here, okay? I don't want it sitting like at an angle like this. So I'm creating a little channel. Alright, and then I'll trim away this excess batting here, anything that's kind of puffy and that's too bulky here. I'll trim away some of that stuff. Kind of shave that off. What's that?
Arlene's jealous of the snow. Don't be.
Oh,
You don't know what we go through at this time of year.
Well, I think, doesn't she?
She lives in Florida.
But didn't you once live in New York State, Arlinda? Or no?
But it's just like when you have a baby, you get to a certain age, and you're like, oh, I want to have another one. That was so nice. Because you only remember the good parts.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that's God's way of tricking us into having one.
It's true, yeah. Okay, now the other thing that I'm doing is I'm kind of coming along at an angle all along this little channel that I've created just to hold everything down, makes it a little flatter so that I can lay my gimp on there and glue it, and it'll just be better that way.
Her husband is from upstate New York.
That's right. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've created a little, and I know I've said it a 1,000 times already. I've created a little channel right here for my gimp to lay down in.
Why is it called gimp?
I don't know. I really don't know. So see what happens? And then when I glue this, it's going to settle right down in there. It'll be really cool. Okay.
Gimptastic.
Gimp-tastic. All right. So why don't we go ahead, since I have this chair, the other chair already done and ready.
For gimp?
Ready for gimp. Well, almost ready. I got a little more stapling to do.
Oh my. Oh, that's a different chair.
It's a little bit different, yeah. So I'm going to run a second line of staples along here to create my channel. You can see I was a little neater with this one than I was with that one. So however wide your trim is, that's how wide you want this channel to be. Same thing up here. Has anybody ever tried to do upholstery with a handheld? Oh, it's not easy. Is this a project that you would try, you guys?
Yeah, there's been quite a few people saying that.
Good. I'm so glad. Remember when we used to like get these things for free? Now you go on Marketplace, they're like $25 each. Other dangerous tool here. The very dreaded glue gun. And let's finish this off.
Why do you say it's dreaded?
Well, because
Much
it can
less
create...
dangerous than what you were just using.
It can be pretty dangerous. Have you ever been burnt by a glue gun?
Yes, I grew up around many a glue gun.
I know, but have you been
Unsupervised.
Have
Yes.
you been burnt by a glue gun?
Absolutely. Leah said, my first upholstery class, a friend and I were the only ones who would use the staple gun attached to the compressor. Everyone else was afraid and used a hand stapler.
So, are you kidding me? All right, I'm going to, if you guys can see this, I'm working around the back side here, and what I want to do is I want to just staple this in place to hold it. So I'll throw a few staples in place, and then I'm just going to start gluing.
Kaylin says she has a gopher turtle in her yard, and he occasionally comes over where she's making stuff, and he just sits there and watches her.
Get out of here.
She also has a kleptomaniac squirrel. Wow.
Well, okay, so I just work my gimp a little bit at a time. Because then I can also check to see, oh, do I need a few more staples? Do I need to clean up a little edge or anything.
She says, if I leave out my SS16AB crystals, I don't know what that is, he will grab a handful and run.
Oh my.
But what are those?
I don't know. What I have here is a staple that, okay, there we go. Okay.
So next week we won't be here because Mom's out of town.
That's right. I'll go live. I will be going live from Georgia, no doubt. But not Basement
we
Chronicles.
won't be doing Basement Chronicles.
No Basement Chronicles.
But Monday, are you going to go live from there Friday?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, the kind of crystals people put on their nails and clothing. And that squirrels put in there. I would love to see his little den.
Oh, wouldn't that be
How
the most delightful
stellar
thing?
it is. He's probably got
All
looking
blinged
really
out.
cute.
All blinged out. But look at that, you guys. Look at how nicely that fits in that little channel.
Yeah.
So, so cool. These are the little things that I love. It really, I just love them.
Leah said you need those fingertip guards to protect yourself from hot glue burns.
What's a fingertip guard?
Let me guess, Leah, you can get it at Lowe's
Or Tractor
Harbor,
Supply.
no,
Or Harbor Freight.
And I bet you'll bring us some next time. I'm gonna see Leah on Saturday while you're gone. We're going to Harvest.
I know you are.
Oh, sorry, did I already mention that? I'm just excited.
Yes, I think you did.
We just had such a wonderful time without you last time.
Megan, that is not nice at all.
Well, you have fun without us. And she got them at the dollar store. Is it $1 per tip?
What is a fingertip guard?
Just what it sounds like, I reckon.
Look at how nice that is. You guys, I mean, this is the kind of thing that truly makes me happy right here. That is just a beautiful little edge right there. It's beautiful.
Okay, thank you. I'd love to see that Arlene does his nest. And it's true, Leah, we did. Had a great time. I can't wait.
Well, Megan's going to be occupying the cottage while I'm away, and JR's going to be going away for a few days, and
He's going to bring my son home to me.
Jonathan home.
I can't believe it's time already. I'm so excited. I've missed him. That's the longest I've ever gone without seeing
It's
him.
true, yeah.
Ever.
Okay, so I have this little iron rod here. I don't know if you can see this, probably not, but there's a little iron
Yeah,
rod that
it's hard to
stabilizes things. I want to make sure that I tuck my gimp behind and under that rod. So the gimp will come between the fabric covered seat and that iron rod. Okay, and you can see it hangs free on the bottom. And I'll just bring that around and I'll staple that and glue that onto the back. All right, so let's do the other side real quick because I do want you to see this done. This is a little more tedious, I guess. You just really want to take your time with it.
It's very satisfying.
It's very satisfying. So let's give myself plenty of extra to wrap around. And there we go.
Now, last time you stapled it a bit to hold it.
I did, yeah, I did. But I know that I've got enough there to wrap around it. It just is going to save me from flip-flopping all over the place, so.
Hey, Wendy.
I'm going to trim a little extra so I've got enough to wrap around that back side. And then I'm going to tuck that between the fabric covered seat and that little iron rod. I can't see it that way either. Does this one have? Now this chair doesn't have one of those iron rods, so this one does. They're all different.
Well, each of those are different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
They would be great for a bridal or baby shower.
Wouldn't they? Oh gosh. Or just a cute little, like with a cute little bistro table between them on a, you know, just
A veranda.
on a veranda, on a little porch,
A
on
gazebo.
yeah. So I'm checking to see where I might have missed or need a little more glue. My mom often talks about, like, when my dad did upholstery, how they used to call it spitting tacks. Now, there were no glue guns back when he did upholstery, back in the 50s, right? And early 60s. So all of this would be tacked in place. Like, he would use little upholstery tacks. And so upholsterers would get a mouthful of those tacks and their tack hammer, which I have my dad's tack hammer, and they would, somehow they had a system where they,
And they were so tiny you really could hardly see them, right?
yeah, it was just, it's like I'd love to like Google that and see
I'm
like
sure you could
how?
find a video.
How did they
Because there's still
spit
probably many
tacks?
people who still do it that way.
You know what? I don't know. There are a lot of, there are always people looking to have upholstery done because there are very few people that do upholstery anymore.
I bet you a lot of money. You'll be able to find somebody on YouTube who still uses those little
Spits
tacks.
Does it the old-fashioned way. Well, you think about it. My brother Gary he's just this incredible woodworker, craftsman, and he builds chairs and furniture. But truly, like the Windsor chairs that he builds, he does them all by hand. That means he does his lathe by hand. He pieces them by hand. He doesn't use power tools with his Windsor chairs. And they are absolutely, like, they're droppingly beautiful.
Drawer dropping. is what it
Drawer
sounded like.
droppingly beautiful.
It's very disturbing.
Drop your drawers.
No. Especially not in front of
But
your brother.
really and truly, he does beautiful
No, he really
work.
does.
It just blows my mind. It really does.
He has an Instagram, right?
He does. Yep.
Gary Schlegel.
Schlegel. Schlegel. He does beautiful work.
Leah said, it is hard and dirty work and not many people want to do it anymore.
It's really true. I mean, when you think about, it's very physical work as well. When you are working on chairs or sofas, or I mean, just stripping a chair of its old upholstery.
Stretching fabric.
Stretching
all of
fabric. I mean, sometimes my hands get sore, you know? Your back gets sore. But, oh man, I love doing this. I love it. And I'm not sure why.
You just do.
Because I think of like 100 other things that, you know, I could possibly love to do that, are more, they're quicker, they seem to come more naturally to me.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know what it is about this that I love so much. I wonder sometimes, is it possible, like, I'm channeling a bit of my dad? And that's what feels right to me. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes, her family is from Germany, Arlinda.
Oh yeah.
For the most part, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I mean, going back, my great grandparents. I have like all the like 3 of the great grandparents and 1 great great grandparent. They immigrated here from Germany. And stay tuned because boy, do I have a surprise for you guys
What?
in a few weeks.
What is it?
Related to my passion for German grain
Oh, yeah,
sacks.
I know what it is.
I'm sure people can guess.
I don't know. Oh,
Is that for
you
you?
know what that means. Have to go get the kids.
Time for little boys to be picked up.
Okay, Mom, love you. Have a safe trip.
Okay.
Bye. See you real soon.
Thank you.
Love you too. I'm sure we'll talk 1,000 times.
I know we will. All right, guys, I'm going to quickly finish this up. And then I want you to be able to see the back where I have stapled here in place, okay? And then I'm going to want to bring this up and around and bring that, I'll probably fold it over. So I'm going to cut this right now because I'll fold that over to just make a nice little trim piece there. Finish it off. So satisfying. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to run a piece right across here. Now, if I were really doing like very like high end, like a higher end upholstery, what I would do here is I would have a tack strip to create that finished edge here, but I'm not doing that for this piece. And I'm going to put just a little bit on the end here. Ouch, my finger. To fold that and bring it up to meet. Now what I probably will do is, after I'm done here, I'll probably grab an upholstery, like a upholstery nail and a decorative nail, and I'll pound that in place there just to hold all of those layers together and give it more of a little finished look. Oh, let me grab and see if anybody has any more questions. Isn't it sweet, Susan? Yes. Well, Miss Arlinda, you're just about going to see how these turn out. I'm almost done. Almost done with this one, then I'll have to finish off that guy. That probably won't be until after I get back. Okay, so I'm bringing this up. Kind of doing a quick measure. Plus a couple of inches to play with, so I don't have to deal with all of this. But right here, I can see I need to trim a little extra batting that kind of snuck outside that channel. I'm cleaning up any little bit of extra that might not look so pretty. And we'll get it started. I'm going to tack this in place in the back. Staple. I hope we have not frozen. Nope, we haven't frozen. Good. Somebody mentioned like how cute these would be for a bridal shower or baby shower. Yeah, maybe for just the expectant mom, but or were you thinking of doing these like for like all of the guests? Oh my gosh, that would be a job. Thank you, Mary. Definitely not for all the guests. That's right, Arlinda. Oh my gosh. That would be a very generous, generous use of your time and effort, right? It's funny, I'm trying to do this so that you guys can get a good angle, but it's just a little bit awkward for me to do the finish work or any of the upholstery working in odd positions. I have a loose staple here, so I'm always looking for those as well and pulling them out so they don't grab anybody in the tush when they sit. Very cute. Let's flip this to the back now. And I am going to throw in a couple more staples here. They're really looking amazing. Yes, they are crafty creech. I love these so much. They're just as cute can be. Total Anthropologie hack. They've been doing these chairs for a few years now, and I happened to see them on their website and thought, I can do this. And sure enough, that's what we're doing. That means you can do it too. We are almost done. $75 at one baby shower and $100 of the second? No way. You know what, Sally? That could be part of it. I was a seamstress for many, many years. I loved sewing, and my mother taught me when I was 11 years old. I have gone through periods of time where I have sewn all of my own clothes. I was a doll maker many years ago, and I used antique textiles, and oh my gosh, I'll tell you that story sometime. But you're right, I love fabric, I love textiles, and so that could be part of it. It could definitely be part of it. Using a medium that I love to use. Do you all ever hang empty frames from trees during parties? That sounds really cool. Only with little hanging lights. Wouldn't that be cool? We have this area on our side yard. It's a very narrow area that's actually being used right now to have some work done on the neighbor's break wall, and so we've had to kind of give that up for a bit. But my plan for that is I want it all covered in pea gravel, and there's a big tree that overhangs that little area, and JR and I have this beautiful, huge, big, long door that we're going to just put on iron pipe and put outside for a big, long dining table right down there that can just stay outside. But I want to hang lanterns and lights and all kinds of pretty things from that tree. And oh my gosh, I can see it up here. I can see it. It's going to happen. It will happen someday. Okay, here it is, you guys. Here's that little Anthropologie hack. How awesome is this? I really love this. It's so neat because you still have a folding chair that you can fold up for easier for storage, right? And I think it's just the grandest little project. I just love it. I think it's adorable. So there it is, guys. Oh, Mary, thanks for the heart, sweetie. Okay, so I will be finishing this up, like I said, and just trimming off the rest of it. I'll get my other little chair done. Needs a little grease, but look at that. What a cute little set of folding chairs, Anthropologie style. You guys, thanks so much for coming along today and joining us here in the basement. I know we went a little bit long, but we always appreciate you watching and liking, subscribe, and later when this uploads, I will link some of the products that I used today right down in the description box below, so you can find all of our info right there. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you live on Facebook, probably Friday, probably Monday, a little bit from Georgia. We'll keep you posted. Take care.